Might be the other way, the new dorms. And they're open to every student. Have you seen it? It has treadmills and showers, which was key because for 4 years I taught in Miami and only had to go like a block, and I had an indoor track, a gym, and a shower. Because if you run 6 miles, you're covered in sweat. So this is next week. If any of you have a car, I don't know if any of you guys drive. Do any of you drive? No. Yes. If you went, I am offering extra credit to this. It might be during one of your classes, though. It's on a Thursday. I don't know if any of you can make it. It's 3 miles away at Cedarville University. So I'm going. So like, if you guys wanted to like follow me and go there, or even if you needed a ride and you email me, it's only an hour and a half. I have a Senate meeting at 4, so I have to go at 4, and I'll probably jump online on my phone and I can drive you back, or if you want to drive, I will offer extra credit if you guys go to this. That's for everybody, anyone who's online. And if you drive yourself, you can have the refreshments provided following the event. I think it's a Christian university, so I don't think they do any like crazy beverages. It's probably just coffee. The track. You review class. You can think about it. Do you happen to be free on Thursdays? I'm offering extra credit for going here. It's at Cedarville, just a few miles away. And it's a guest lecture about Ugandan social work practice. So he's in Uganda Christian University. And they want all of our students to come. And I told them I will announce it far and wide and offer extra credit. So if y'all can make it, I'm driving there. I have to leave right at 4 p.m. because we have a Senate. But if any of you guys make it to here, extra credit. Does anyone know where Cedarville University is? They're apparently 3 miles north of us. So if you like go out of the stadium and go north, you'll hit it in 3 miles. So it is walkable. I know that's insane. I'm going to go run 6 miles today, but it is walkable. It would take you an hour to walk it. If you have a car, or if you want to go with me, just shoot me an email. I'll probably leave at 2:15. I have to show this to my class today too. So extra credit if you go. What's that? Good morning. You presenting? Anybody presenting today? Okay. That's fine. Do you need me to pull it up on D2L? If you turn it in here, or if you want to just plug in here, you're welcome to. So it's easier for you. If you have a computer that you want to plug in, or do you want me to look it up? If you turned it in.
It could be easier if you plug it in. I need myself.
Okay, you can plug in here. I have an HDMI and a CD drive for you. Did everybody survive the weekend?
Yeah.
It was boring, even though it was nice and warm and whatever else. It was kind of boring. You're right. I had to start a few minutes late because I'm getting my windshield replaced, and the people come to you with the actual windshield and deliver it to you. I've never had that done before. And your insurance pays $700. I had to pay $50, but it's $750 for a dang windshield. All right, so you guys. Presentation today. Anybody else that wants to go, you can go Thursday. I'd do it before Thanksgiving just because we're getting towards the end of the line. And I think next week we leave for Thanksgiving, right? Holy shit. For 10 days? Is it really 10 days gone? So we leave right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Dang. Well, luckily you guys have all of your assignments. I probably need to still find that one for you. It's just been crazy lately. Ooh, I know what I should be looking for. Do you have a C drive? Or do you have a, like what it's called, you're saying?
Yeah.
So Sieve is like an oval shape, and then that's a HDMI. So you just plug this thing in there. And that should work. Cool. Hopefully, sometimes it plays games.
Oh, wow.
See? Isn't that crazy? You can watch movies at your house like that, but I think they've gotten slick to it where if you try to stream Amazon Prime and a movie and plug it into a big screen,
Oh, shit.
they black it out. Or if you like mirror it on the Apple phone, they black it out. Like they know.
Okay. Anyways, good morning. So this is just my experience of Raising Cane's. It's nothing special. How do you do this? Okay.
So working.
Walking in, being that I'm in a new and unfamiliar area, any chance I get to escape campus, I do. A few weeks ago, me and a couple of friends decided that we wanted something else to eat rather than the food at the Wild and Cab, so we went to Raising Cane's. Being that I never had Raising Cane's, I did not know what to expect to know what I was up for. Honestly, I was just hungry and then went McDonald's. Pulling into the parking lot, you could already see people sitting outside eating, which we were shocked, being that it was 10 p.m., knowing that the weather goes down, meaning it was freezing outside. As we got out the car, we immediately had eyes on us, and of course, they were from white people eating outside. Just from the stares I received, I already knew what to expect walking in. So walking in, there was already a line formed. Not too long though, I seen two families eating in the booth and a group of young adults, probably other college students, eating at a table. Other than some workers in the back and my friends and I, we were the only black people inside the restaurant. Okay, dining in. As the line moved up, getting closer to take my order, I kept feeling eyes on me and my friends by the people sitting down eating their food. No lie, sometimes it feels like some white people have never seen other black people before, or at least that's what it feels like. One of the things I also noticed about inside the restaurant and it's that I see them promoting and supporting PWI colleges such as Ohio and Kent State. However, I'm not seeing anything pertaining towards Central or Wilberforce University, which felt like a red flag to me. Like we weren't welcome. Raising Cane's is real simple. I got 3 chicken tender combo with some sauce. As I'm waiting on my other, what did I say? Friends to get done with their order, I go near the drink fountain to grab some water. And as I'm moving to fill my cup, I noticed that this mother grabbed her daughter coming close to me as if she didn't want her near me. I'm like, girl, I'm like, here.
She's all scared.
Yeah. This is what I did. As soon as they called my name for my order, I went up there hungry and wanted to see what the hype was all about. I waited for my friends to come back with their food as well. We sat at the table in the middle of the restaurant. As we were eating our food, we noticed that surely but surely it got quiet for some reason I didn't know or care. I was just focused on my food. In a friend group, there's always this one person, and my friend felt the funkiness in the restaurant as soon as we walked in. So, she just had to be funny and extra. However, we are quiet. We are quite the vibe jamming out to the pop and country songs, which we had never heard before.
I bet that was fun.
Okay, checking out. After me and my friends are done eating, we walk out to the front to ask for some to-go boxes, which they gave us. While we were eating, people were getting up to leave the restaurant, leaving us one of the only remaining left, being that it was closing time. I feel like that's supposed to say I am. Wait, what?
Am I used to?
Oh, am I used to being one of the only? Oh wait, I am used to being one of the only Black people in a predominantly white area. Yes, that's just how I grew up. Always going over my dad's house, so I'm somewhat used to the side eye. I would say my experience was a solid 7 out of 10. Nothing was wrong with the restaurant in itself. It was just the people there and the little things that bothered me, such as the music and noticing everyone else's school but mine when it's literally over 25 minutes away. I honestly don't see the hype in Raising Cane's, but it's a decent, I guess, and that's my experience.
Mhm.
That's it.
Awesome.
But yeah, no, it was all right.
I will say the same thing. So I only heard of Central State University in Cincinnati, so we're only an hour away. Because my first wife, it was her uncle. He teaches here, he still does, and I had never heard of it. So it's like we're doing different things to get the name out there and to promote it. Because there's a lot of. How did you guys find out about Central? When you all found out, what was the first thing, or how did you hear about it, or
I
what?
took a school tour.
Okay. Or did your parents go, or cousins?
My best friend,
Really? So they all did
wait, how do I
upload
turn
it?
this in?
You just upload it the way you upload your assignments. You could put in the
Is it under
comments.
anything?
What's that?
Is it under anything?
It's where you present the PowerPoint, and then there's one where you pick a date to present. So you could do it on either one of those. It was October 10th and then October 11th. So one of those, and then just upload it. Are you on Google Drive, or do you have an actual PowerPoint? Because if it's a Google Drive, maybe like
on Google Slides?
Right.
I can download these slides to Google Slides.
Well, you can upload that. So is that on PowerPoint? Yeah, so you can upload the PowerPoint. You just go in. It might look different for me than it does to you guys. You usually just go in. And then it hits usually like upload a file. And then from there, you just upload it into there. Same way you turn the paper, but it would be a PowerPoint file instead of a Word document, if that makes sense. So I also have all of the assignments open. So if you guys have anything else to turn in, it is open for you. I also have promised you all the self-reflection final. So I'm going to look that up. And I think it's only on this computer, which kind of sucks. Because if I was to look it up, was anyone else presenting today or Thursday or Tuesday? What are y'all looking forward to eating at Thanksgiving? What's the best meal piece at Thanksgiving? The macaroni? They make it different? What kind? What did you say?
I said my mac and my yams. That's all I'm thinking about.
They still make it the same?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
What
Everybody
you had?
has
You had
their own.
baked mac and cheese?
What's that?
You had baked mac and
Yeah.
cheese, or you had mac and cheese?
Yes. Everybody has a new dish. What's kind of cool about it, just because you remember that. And then at some point, you all get in charge of cooking it and making it yourself for your kids then, or your family. Are you ready to be in charge of Thanksgiving for your family? Do you think, what generation are you guys considered? Are you after millennials? Are you Gen Y?
No.
What's the next generation? Are you Z? I could look it up for you. So I'm posting your final via this computer. And again, if any of you are free, this is a Thursday. It's 2:30 to 4. Even if you can make any part of this, if you can make a half an hour and sign in or take a picture that you're there. It's at Cedarville University, which is 3 miles away. There's a Chick-fil-A. Some people go there for their diversity experience. You will have another diversity experience up there because it's a Christian university. But they're trying to increase their openness and having us. And this is a professor from Uganda, Africa. He's from Uganda Christian University, and he's talking about social work in Uganda, Africa. They're trying to set up like even a study abroad. If anybody was ever interested in studying abroad, that's what he's trying to do. So, CU, Central State University, faculty and students. I'm going 2:30 to 4. I have a meeting right at 4. It's our Senate meeting where we like vote on stuff for like next year's calendar and kind of boring things. But I'll be there 2:30 to 4. Get a selfie with me there for extra credit. Like however you get there, just like drive. It's 3 miles. Yes.
Well, you said to come here for extra credit.
Right. If you're able to make this, I will give extra credit. Absolutely. They're trying to have more interchange between Cedarville and Central State because we're only 3 miles away. They have a social work program. We have a social work program. Obviously, we're two different worlds, but we all bleed the same, breathe the same, and eat the same. Like they got Chick-fil-A up there, which is kind of cool. I don't eat Chick-fil-A because I'm a vegetarian, but I do eat their breakfast since 1999. Since I lived in El Salvador and Nicaragua. Isn't that crazy? It is a long time.
That's a long time.
Right. Yes.
When does this semester end?
It's coming up fast. So next Thursday, you'll have like 10, 12 days off from this class. And then we got one final week in December, and that's it. It's like finals week.
So, like, as soon as we get back from Thanksgiving break, we start finals right away.
There is 1 week to prepare. Like we might do week 14 and the PowerPoint for week 14. And that's it.
So basically, like 2 weeks.
Pretty much, yeah. There is this week, next week, and that final week before finals week. So 4 if you included finals week, which is weird, but yeah, December 7th sounds about right with 10 days off. So that would be December 17th. Let's see here. So I am putting up into your assignments the final. There is that other diversity paper due next Thursday. It's only 2 pages, so don't forget that one. I see one of you has already done it. So if you go into the final self-assessment, you will be able to see what you turn in. Because I just uploaded it. So I'll open it for you here too. Sweet. So here's what it looks like. You go into assignments. So this one is due next week. I'll read this one off again too, as I did edit the way it's described to make it a little easier. It used to have like a website you actually had to go to. I'm trying to make it more wide about your own diversity experience or diversity with a client. And that is, oh, I'm even in the wrong one here. So you guys are social work 1100, right? So go under assignments, click on, do you want to see the final first or the diversity paper again? The final? Let's do the final. So it's not due until, I put it December 6th. That way you don't have to F with this class during finals week. Like the idea is you come in, get it done, turn it in. It is.
Wait, so finals start or end on it?
I feel like, see, I don't know.
I thought it ended on
I could look it up for you.
it. Let's see.
You're probably right, because if we're gone 17th to 27th, I guess the last week of class is like 28, 29, 30. And then finals week would be like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I guess I'll rephrase that. I have it open that you can turn it in if you want to do it over Thanksgiving. You can do it early and not have to F with it during Thanksgiving or during finals week. Or if you don't want to F with it during Thanksgiving, you can do it finals week. So here's what it looks like. And this is, again, something that we always had done during my social work times. So final self-assessment, beginnings of self-examination process for social workers in training. And then obviously if your major is something else, that's fine. Just tailor that to what different majors do we have here? Social work? Business? Anybody else? But you would just tailor it to this. So doing a self-exam, it's almost like, why the heck am I in college in the first place? I had to ask that a lot too. Because if I didn't know why I was here, it was easier for me to get, my sophomore year, I had a 0.59 GPA. I almost failed out because I didn't know why the hell, what I was doing. I had 7 different majors at first. I think I went from natural sciences, pre-medicine, psychology, then social work. I even did theology. So our purpose is to suggest areas of personal reflection and dialogue. And this is just the intro. So the questions you answer on the bottom, I don't know why it labels them all as number 1, but you can do it that way or paragraph form. It's up to you. A lot of people like writing as it flows better in paragraph form and answer them each paragraph. It says, certainly we who are as people influences our choice in profession. Hello. How are you? I'm going over the final for you. And it's open. You can do it in Thanksgiving or you can do it finals week. It's totally your choice. And there's a diversity paper due next week. So do that one first, then you can do this one. So it says, who we are as people influences our choice of profession. It could be business. It could be criminal justice. And it affects ourselves as professionals. Hello. So it says, thus we first ask social workers in training or criminal justice people in training or business professionals in training to examine themselves from a personal vantage point. You'll examine your values, beliefs, needs, priorities, and characteristics and biases. Anybody presenting today that just walked in? I just have to check. All the assignments are open, so if you do need to present still, you can do it Thursday or Tuesday. If you have to turn into a paper or redo a paper, those are open also. Just notify me if you want to up your grade. I've opened everything, so do all your stuff. It says, next, we encourage assessment of professional roles, career goals, and personal traits that influenced your own career choice. So I was saying I had to do this because before I did this, I had no clue in life what I wanted to be. Like I wanted to be a doctor because I heard they made a bunch of money. I wanted to be a psychologist because I heard they made a bunch of money. I wanted to be a theology professor because it sounded easy or fun. And I went to social work. So the purpose of these questions are an attempt to elicit some inner probing, which isn't always easy, but it says we do, however, advise social workers in training to seek out trusted fellow students or professors for pertinent discussion, feedback, and validation. So like write this like a paper. It might only be a few pages. You may wish to download the self-assessment form and use it as a periodic checkover during your internship experience. So if you guys do summer internships, your answers change over time. Consider the implications of these changes. Like for me, I was like medical school for sure. And then I took biology and chemistry and I got like C's and D's. And I'm like, Hell no. I'm not doing medical school. And that's okay. So we go through here who I am as a person. And these questions, how do I assess my developmental history up to this point in my life? What were the highs and low points? What are my 5 best qualities? What 5 areas of my life do I need to improve? We always have something to work on. If an interviewer asked me, what is my basic philosophy of life? What would I answer? Like service to others, make a ton of money, work hard, play hard, things that go along that, but then try to explain it if you can. What role do my either religion, culture, ethnic values, gender, and sexual orientation play in my view of life? Do you want children, things of that nature? Do you want to have a family? How do I respond to those who are different from me? How open am I to diversity? Like, did I have an experience growing up in school where it was different or weird? Who are my heroes? It could be family members. It could be a dead historical person, and it could be an alive person who stands out to you. What are my personal goals and objectives? Like, what do I want to do in life? What's my goal? A BSW, then an MSW, or criminal justice, become a probation officer, or business and start up and run my own business if I'm a business practitioner. Am I past oriented, present oriented, or future oriented? I skipped one. How do I cope with life's challenges and personal stress? So I'll do this one. I woke up this morning and I had forgot to plug in my car last night. So it's like trying to drive up here with no gas. Which usually you just go and buy gas and then leave, right? If you have a car, you go buy some gas. So I've never done this. I always charge at home. I had to find a charging station. It's all like app. I found one at a Honda dealership. I had to set up a charge point. I had to pay them. Luckily, I only needed 15 miles. So it was $2. I drove up here and I plugged in. And as I'm driving, I see this text that says, we're coming to replace your cracked windshield today, right now. And I hadn't given them my insurance yet. So while I'm driving, I had to call, and I had to drive fast enough to get here on time and slow enough that I didn't use all the gas. When you drive faster, you burn all your gas out. Has anybody ever told you guys that? Like, anybody know what the perfect miles per hour gives you, the perfect miles per gallon? If you were to guess, because of wind drag, like if you're going really fast, what would you guess if you threw a speed out there? What do you think is perfect highway mileage? That's pretty good. That's what I try to do. I've heard it's 55, and for every mile over 60 or 65, you lose like 2 or 3 miles per gallon because your car's pushing against that wind, and it's like wind resistance. So you'll watch your gas tank go like this. Or in the winter, if you have the heat running all the time, that burns up a lot of the gas. Air conditioning kind of does. So I turned off all my AC and heat or whatever it was. It's a nice day. I drove about 55 to 60, and I made it here with 1% charge left when I plugged in. I gave the dudes my insurance. They're putting on my windshield now. Yep. They drive here. And they put it on, and insurance pays $700, and I pay $50.
$50?
I had to pay $50, but my deductible was $2,000 a month and a half ago, and then I changed it on the Geico app, which raises your insurance premium. But my deductible was $50, and at first I was going to pay $750. When I raised my deductible, it went to I had to pay $150 more for a $50 deductible, but now I only pay $50 for the windshield, not $70. Does that make sense? So that was all my stress before 9:30 a.m. And then those of you who are here at 9:30, I apologize. I was late. I had to run across campus, sweating. I think my my little app is still on. I ran a third of a mile in about 5 minutes. No, I probably ran it in 3 or 4 minutes. So I do 9-minute miles. And here we are. That was the stress of today. I probably am trying to be present oriented. You do have to think about the future, which is tricky, and then you use the past to inform your decisions. Again, there's no wrong answer to this, so you guys answer this however you can. What would your best friend say about you? That's the next question. What would your best friend? So you could, whatever you come up with, that you're goofy, that you're smart and fun, that you annoy the crap out of them, but they put up with your crap, something like that. What three objectives best describe me? Adjectives, I'm sorry, not objectives. It could be objectives. Holy crap. So yeah, I had to pay. Does anybody here know of where those charging stations are anywhere in the hometown you grew up in? Like them Tesla chargers, you see those Tesla chargers? Everybody else uses them except for Teslas. It's kind of funny. Because they used to be free. Am I open to my own potential needs for counseling? Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Okay.
Are you presenting today? Okay, just checking. I have to check everybody as they come in. We're going over the final exam. So a lot of folks say, there's new research out that says 90% of people would rather date somebody who has been through counseling. You ever heard that? I'll see if I can find it for you. Might have been 70. Let's do percent people would rather date a person who had counseling. And you, if you study, 92% of those who polled said they prefer to date people who've been to therapy. In September, they found, that was about a month and a half ago, 7 in 10 singles are comfortable discussing mental health with someone new. Pure found, I don't know what that is, their website, while 50% responded that it is attractive if therapy is brought up in conversation during the first date. So I wouldn't bring it up. It looks like 50% don't think it's attractive. Like, oh, dude, you've been to counseling. But if you've been through it, it does say 92% of people would prefer that. It's like they say that could even end the ghosting, or like, what do they call that? Like you do a first date and you just like ditch them. What's that called? I've heard it before. I don't even remember. But they say if you've been through counseling to get your stuff taken care of. Maybe. So does everybody know where the counseling center is here? Right across the street. I think you just walk straight through that door. It has like a little rain awning over it. Ask for Dr. Hunt. I just saw her walking in to teach this class over there. She teaches the same class. How do I ground and center myself? What do I do for my self-care? I'm probably going to go run after this. So I'm answering this for you guys. It is best in paragraph form just because you're practicing your writing. So ideally, maybe open this up and then right next to it, have your little Word document going. Like right there. So half word, half not. What are my spiritual beliefs? How do they influence me as a person? Do I possess the personal attributes to be an effective social worker? And again, if you're not a social work major, just change that to whatever your major is or what you want to do in life. What are my reasons for becoming a social worker? For me, it's after I lived in El Salvador, Nicaragua. That's where I became vegetarian. I saw some of the same issues up here in the United States and over the Rhine, Cincinnati. Anybody here from Cincinnati know about over the Rhine? It's different now though, right? Because they gentrified it. But it used to be where all the social service agencies were. So I lived down there in 01 and 02 and 03, working at like some of the social service agencies and homeless shelter and affordable housing coalitions, and that made me want to be a social worker. I knew I wasn't going to be rich, but I'd be comfortable. Like you make enough money to be fine. You really do. What are my countertransference issues? Does anybody know what this word means? That's a crazy word. Your credit if you can answer that one too, right? Countertransference. I don't think I knew it even in grad school when we were dealing with countertransference. So here you go. Countertransference is the phenomenon of defined by Freud. Anybody heard of Freud before? He's that goofy dude who talks about phallic things and whatever. But basically, as a result of the patient's influence on the physician's unconscious feelings, like I'm counseling somebody and they bring up a trauma that had occurred in their life, and then I remember a trauma, like I remember my parents' divorce, or I remember something that happened and it triggers me that I almost need to go to counseling now. And it happens to every therapist, and why they recommend it's okay to go to therapy. And then what are my countertransference issues? How do I handle these when they emerge? What do I expect from my clients? Ideally, that they show up and do as hard of work on themselves as I'm doing. I always want the clients to work just as hard as we are, if not harder. Just like students. What do I expect from my profession? Again, I'm going to put in as much as I want to get out, but I do hope that they like protect us and pay us well and things of that nature. What do I anticipate getting from my colleagues? Support, guidance, suggestions. What are my professional strengths and weaknesses? I suck at paperwork. Like this whole thing, learning about writing papers, you guys had to do a 2-pager, then a 3-pager, then a 4-pager. And now next week you got another 2-pager, and your final is probably a few pages. Is to get you ready for the field. And I wish I had more of it because I suck at writing, especially nowadays. You got texting in front of you all day long, all these distractions, all these electronic devices. It's hard to focus on like writing a note, what you did with the client, how you helped them. I am good at showing up, doing home visits, like being there, not canceling. Productivity at my job. So like seeing a lot of clients. So that's my strength and weakness. I've always seen that on my strengths. My goals still are to, it never was to get a master's or a doctorate, but it became that. So I could serve my clients better. You do make more money, but you serve them better by being trained in therapy, publishing, because you get your information out by publishing. What would my fellow students say about me? So now I was asking you guys what you'd say. Have you guys had group projects yet? Who likes group projects in here and who does not? I never give group projects because you always hear like something crazy. So the fellow students could be about your group projects. What will your professors say about you? Again, I try to be flexible. I've opened everything you guys can turn in. You can do your presentation still. What types of clients do you want to work with? So maybe it's adolescents, maybe it's adult, maybe it's homeless people, maybe it's women, maybe it's folks in recovery. And then with whom will I not work? And that's okay. That's good to know, because if there's like a group you don't want to work with, that's good to know. Like maybe you don't want to work in addiction recovery. Oh, this is probably that dude who just put on my windshield. Damn. Should I talk to him?
Yeah. It's a question.
How's it going?
It's going good. Just want to let you know it's all finished up and it's ready to go. I just wanted to go over the warranty information with you real fast.
Okay.
So there's a lifetime warranty on this. That warranty covers any defects in the glass or any one of these things, the distortion that's covered the warranty. No restriction is no car washes for 2 days. That's the one with the high pressure water get on it. Any sort of rain's not going to bother it.
Okay.
That though, we're all good to go. Any sort of questions or anything?
No, I think that's it. And the credit card was just that $50 to cover the deductible.
Just the $50 deductible. So we are all good to go. If you have any comments or any questions in the future, just feel free to give us a call and let us know.
Perfect. Thank you.
No problem at all. Have a good one. Thank you.
Bye. He sounds like an himself. You know how they do that like real fast talking, like So, last few questions here. How do I handle praise and criticism? I'm not good at receiving praise. Anybody else like that? Like, I'll usually downplay it. You'd rather receive praise?
Yeah, I fight.
And maybe it helps me handle criticism well, where I'm like, yeah, I need to work on that. I get it. Like, it took me a while to get there. I used to be like, nah, fuck you. You know, and I turned that around. So that's helpful. And the last one, do I fully attend to my clients? Well, I hope so, because that's kind of our job. And how do I? Like, at least, return calls. I use a Google number. Like, if you don't have a number at work, you could use a Google number. And there's messages and whatnot. So again, here's your extra credit. If you make it to here, you can get extra credit. It's at Cedarville, 3 miles away. It's not for 9 or 10 days on a Thursday. I am driving there. If you want to go, I do have to leave right at 4 because we have our Senate meeting. And it's online. So like I'll jump on Teams and then drive out. And if you want to ride and a ride back, I'm happy to. If you have a car and can make it there, they will at least not feed you, but drink you up here. I don't know if it's a Christian university, if they get you crunk. It's a Christian university. So extra credit option, it's 9 days out, Thursday of next week. 3 miles north, they have a Chick-fil-A up there. So they do have, that's the closest Chick-fil-A to this campus. Does anybody like Chick-fil-A here? Anybody?
We just ate Chick-fil-A.
Oh, really? Where though? Where do you go? How far away?
Cedarville got a Chick-fil-A outside their school.
So that's where this is. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah. So if you want extra credit, like do a selfie that you're there.
I should have been did that.
But it's in 9 days. So it is Thursday. You may have class, even if you show up for part of it. Extra credit. I'm going, if you need a ride, I will leave right at 4 because I have a Senate meeting. It's a dude speaking on Uganda Christian University and like the social work they do at Uganda, Africa Christian University. And that is all your final exam. So I recorded it for if you came in halfway through, but those are all the questions you answer. It's just a few pages. It's up there. So you just, it's up there.
Go back up. We can do it now.
I opened it so you could do it
Oh, it's already already to it. Oh.
during Thanksgiving. Or if you want to do it during finals, it's not due until survey says, let's see, right there.
The 6th.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so you can do it early, you can do it late. There is one diversity paper between here and then, before then. Wait, what changes did I make? Hold on, that's weird. Did I make any changes? I was going to open a new window, now I feel confused. Assignments. So any questions about that? There's your diversity paper for next week. I see one of you has already done it. You still have 9 days for that. I've opened all the assignments. You can make edits to them or do your presentation Thursday. Anybody presenting? I keep on asking because you guys.
Can I present it?
Yeah.
Or can I present like how you did it with that?
Sure. You want class to be over, you're saying.
Yeah.
Then they have to watch it on the live screen. That's fine if you want. Any other questions? What's that?
I gotta stop going to the class for 2 days left.
Stop coming at 10.
Yeah.
That's upcoming at 10 too. I'm thinking.
Remember, you can watch all of it on Dr. Trouth's channel at Central State on YouTube.
I do that when I don't feel like coming. I may never feel like coming, but I be trying to be here.
I didn't even want to do college, and then I started working that $7 an hour job, and I said, fuck this.
Yeah, that makes
You know what I mean? I was like, there's no way.
sense. No, it's outrageous.
My first job was $4.25 an hour.
That's
That was the minimum. And then there was one job I did in Cincinnati at Stepping Stone Center. They considered it half volunteer and half work, and they paid you like less than minimum wage. I won't even say what they paid. It was that bad. Then when I finished undergrad, I did that job, and it was an overnight camp. So you did 100 hours a week. They give you room, board, and housing and food. But you get $125 a week for like 120 hours a week. And one day, not even one day off, you got 24 hours off. When the camp switched over, like Saturday at noon, you would get off until Sunday at noon. So you didn't even get a whole day off. You got half a Saturday at noon, and then midnight till noon on Sunday. And then it was called Camp Allen. It was connected to Camp Stones. So, dude sent my invoice for a broken windshield this morning. Anybody else had a cracked windshield and they got to come show up, and they were in the parking lot fixing it? It was $750, but if you have like Geico, what all insurances do you guys use for your car if you use insurance? What's the best priced insurance?
My mom picked mine.
Besides no
Yeah,
insurance.
I'm not gonna act like
Where
I
we be knowing stuff like that.
I know, but I'm setting you up for adulthood and success to be
Well, you
self.
tell us the best one.
So I used Geico, and literally a month and a half ago, I changed my deductible from $2,000 to $50. So instead of $750 for that windshield, I paid $50. The dude even said, "Don't make a claim for a month and a half because they're going to be like, why the fuck you changing it and making a claim right away?" So he said, "Wait a month and a half. The windshield had that crack going all the way across." And I made the claim today, and they're going to pay $700, and I paid $500. And it raised me $150.
You waited a month, right?
I waited about a month and a half.